wanted to share with you guys on how to make a pole saw. I got the Stihl MS19 2T, and I was looking online for how to make a pole saw, and no one really could give me the answers on how to make one. So I just sat down and decided to come up with my own idea. Pretty much took that and made a box for it. Pretty much what it is. It's a box, it's plywood on the back, screwed in. It's got your air coming in through this way, and then your exhaust coming out this way. You gotta have both, otherwise your chainsaw is gonna heat up for sure, smoke like crazy. That's how it works. Put it in, basically leave it some room to wiggle, and it fits in there pretty good, pretty tight, you know, front side and the back side. That's what you want. You gotta have it tight in there, otherwise you don't want no slopping around or nothing. And then for the lid, I just basically did this, slid this over. Oh, it's got that screw in there. Take this one screw out, slide this under like that. Made even a cutout for the pull cord. You don't even have to you know, undo it or nothing. I want to keep everything so it don't fall out of there while you're holding it up. Basically, you screw that down, that holds your saw in. It's basically just 3 screws. 3 screws. Put that in. There you go. It's not gonna fall out. Take it upside down. Look, not gonna fall out. 2-inch long. I think they're decking screws. I got decking screws all the way around it. Screwed in the back pretty good. It's nice and secure. Like you got your intake there, your fan. And then you got your X right there for your exhaust. Gotta have it, otherwise your wood's gonna burn up on you. It's not really the cleanest or the best anything on this cut wise. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time or money on it. I think I got maybe like 20 bucks in this whole design. And then I went and had a pole, 1/2-inch threaded gas line is what it is. It's about 10 foot long. Oh, there's a tag right there on it. 10 foot, 1/2 inch by 10. It's threaded on one side. And then you gotta have this piece here, this flange. It's right in the plumbing department. You want a 1/2 inch, so it screws in there. You just basically take the pole, screw it in there. Screw it in by hand. Oh, it's hard to do with the phone in one hand and screw it in by one hand, actually. Because your thread's got to be straight, otherwise you're not going to be able to get it in there. Come on, start. There it goes. Yeah, if you were to buy a pole saw right now, a Stihl one, it's like, I want to say anywhere from $700 to $800 brand new, I think. And I just made one for 20 bucks. This hole, it's not screwed in all the way, but it holds up your saw. I'm 6'3" and this is 10 foot, so I'm reaching anywhere from like 16 16 feet up in there. That's pretty good size. It's probably about as tall as that house right there. So, and then for the trigger, you guys are probably wondering what I did for that. I just basically used duct tape. Get the trigger where it's not fully all the way down. Get it, let's turn it sideways. Duct tape, probably like $3 for a whole roll. Basically, not all the way down like this, but maybe like right there. Duct tape it up. Or, I mean, you can go farther than that. You can modify the trigger and run it all the way down your pole saw if you want with some zip ties and put the trigger down there. You can do that too for extra, I don't know, a couple bucks. Really, zip ties and a piece of wire. That's all this is. Going to your motor. Take this part out. Disconnect the wire on that trigger. Run it down the pole. Put the trigger down there. That way it's by your hand. And boom, you're done. It's pretty light. It's functional. And it don't cost $800 like your, steel pole saw. Even though this is a steel, I mean, this is already a $400 saw. I'm not going to go out and spend another $800 on a pole saw when I got one right here. So, just make sure you cut out for your air coming in. And I made this functional up here, so I don't have to take it all the way out every time. I got my gas right here and oil right here. And I got my choke accessible right there. I mean, the bar still works, so it's already locked. There we go. And there's exhaust port. Gotta have that. I split this board, as you can notice. It's pretty cheap pine wood actually, and I split it when I was screwing in, so I pre-drilled all my holes. I'd recommend doing that, otherwise you're just gonna split it out like I did on cheap pine wood. The pole is probably the most expensive thing. I think that's like $8 or something. But anyway, there's your pole saw, guys, right there. Back up and take a look at it. I did mine with a screw gun. You can probably do it with a screwdriver. There you go.